Hey everybody, Mr. Connor here from Clover. I'll just give you a quick recap of the past week. So this week we moved on to our new topic of architecture. Okay, some students could say architecture after a couple tries, others could not. It's quite a difficult word for this stage and level, so I was quite impressed by those who could. What we've been covering in phonics is the short vowel sounds. We've been using flashcards to try and see if they can recognize what it was. So mop, cap, bat, sat, very simple CVC words. We also practiced reading. Some of the students were able to read, some of the students struggled a little bit more with that. And then onto the topic of architecture itself, we actually looked at churches and temples, and we talked about comparisons. So what looks similar between a church and a temple? So they've both got towers on top of them, they've both got doors, they've both got windows, and then we had them try to build their own church out of different materials in the classroom. So the most effective material we found were the magnetic squares. So we found that the students were able to create some quite impressive structures. Later on in the week for phonics, we then moved on to bridges. So we were talking about different types and styles of bridges. So you've got wooden arch bridges, you've got tower bridges like what you would find in London, and suspension bridges or cable bridges, which we call them. And we had them identify key characteristics. So you've got cables on the Golden Gate Bridge, you've got, towers on the London Tower Bridge, and then you've got, a wooden arch bridge like this one. And then we got them to see which one they felt was the strongest and the weakest, and most of the students were able to correctly identify that, which I was quite impressed with. In maths this week, we've been, again, looking at patterns. So pattern recognition, like this one behind me, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, complete the pattern. And then we moved on to some more advanced ones where we had numerical patterns going from 2, 4, 6, 8, and it was about recognizing that it was increasing by 2 every time. And to my surprise, some students were actually able to identify that, which again, I was quite impressed with. And then we've been looking at shapes as well, counting sides of a shape in structures. So I was quite happy with their progress in mathematics this week. In stories, again related to the theme of architecture, we read The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig, and we actually incorporated that into the phonics lesson where they built the churches. And we went around looking at the different materials, starting from weakest to strongest. And obviously the Big Bad Pig could break the weakest material, but then the strongest material he could not break. And they loved that level of interaction with the story as well. But yeah, overall a good week. In cooking as well, we made pancake houses. So we made the pancake and we had them cut out a square and a triangle for the roof. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how this week went, and I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.